Hi everybody, I hope you're having a great day. In this video, I'm going to be covering Stryfe. He made his first appearance in New Mutants issue number 87 in March of 1990. He stands 6 feet 8 inches tall and weighs 350 pounds, having blue eyes and white hair. Now his physical stats might seem familiar because he happens to be a clone of the mutant Cable. And as such, he has all of the vast psionic abilities that Cable has. But these abilities are far more advanced than the ones that Cable displayed in his main continuity because of the fact that Stryfe was never infected with that techno-organic virus like Cable was. Stryfe's psionic abilities were noted as being powerful enough to stop Cyclops and Jean Grey from using their powers. And of course, just like Cable, he could use his telekinetic abilities to move very large objects weighing hundreds of tons. He could also read minds, exhibit mind control over others, telepathically activate or deactivate other people's powers, shroud himself using telepathic camouflage, use telekinetic flight, telekinetic force fields. He can transfer his mind into other beings, and use telekinetic blasts. In addition to Stryfe's abilities being more powerful than Cable's, he also seems to have far greater control over his psionic abilities as well. Stryfe also had superhuman physical attributes through genetic manipulation that were similar to the ones that Cable had due to his cybernetic augmentation. These include having superhuman strength, being able to directly lift up to 10 tons, and having superhuman durability as well. Now, both of these attributes can be augmented even further into an unknown degree using his psionic abilities. In addition to this, Stryfe shares Cable's genius-level intellect and is also a master at using various weapons from the past and from the far future, as well as being a very competent hand-to-hand combatant. Although it must be noted that he doesn't have anywhere near the experience of his battle-hardened counterpart, Cable. Now, some of the equipment that Stryfe has been known to carry at times includes a blade that's powerful enough to harm Apocalypse himself, as well as a time vortex field generator, and his trademark suit of armor that's made out of an unnamed, light, and very durable alloy from his time, and that renders him almost impervious to physical forms of damage. Now, Stryfe's story begins when a woman from the far future named Askani appears to Cable's parents, and she offers to help the infant child who had been infected by a techno-organic virus by Apocalypse. The young Cable then goes to the future with Mother Askani, and she clones him just in case he dies and they weren't able to heal him. This clone's growth is accelerated until he becomes the same age as Nathan himself, while simultaneously they succeed in stopping the spread of the virus in Nathan's body. Apocalypse attacks the Askani's hiding place and steals the clone child, raising him as his own and naming him Stryfe. The whole while, Apocalypse's intention was to use him as his next host body. Over time, Stryfe grows into a psychopathic brat, having no regard whatsoever for life. Over the years, he seems to have grown bored with having his every desire catered to and being lonely at the same time. Further down the road, when Apocalypse is about to transfer his essence into Stryfe, he discovers that Stryfe is in fact a clone, and therefore he's unfit to house his essence. This is when a teenage Cable and time-traveling Cyclops and Jean confront Apocalypse, and they leave him unable to transfer into any host body at all, this seemingly destroying him. From this point, Apocalypse's second-in-command, known as Javert, raises Stryfe as best he can. Despite this, the older Stryfe gets, the more he becomes a psychopath, wanting both vengeance on what he thought were his real parents, Cyclops and Jean Grey, and the being who raised him, Apocalypse. At this point, he's basically become an anarchist and battles against anything he perceives as a group of authority. All these things combined routinely brought him into conflict with Cable and his clan Chosen. And their deadly rivalry is solidified once Stryfe tells Cable that he's killed his wife Aaliyah and kidnapped and brainwashed their son Tyler. Subsequent to that, Stryfe did a whole lot of time hopping, quite often running afoul of X-Force and even the X-Men. He was the mastermind behind a very potent affliction known as the Legacy Virus, and during this same time period he also teamed up with a misguided mutant named Bishop. It must be noted that in the multiple adventures and battles that Stryfe has had, it quite often took multiple superheroes to defeat him at any given time, and he's even been shown to single-handedly resist the might of Apocalypse. These examples once again displaying the sheer power that Stryfe possesses. But despite his amazing abilities, he's not invincible, and I have to note that during a Chronos Core storyline involving the Apocalypse twins, Stryfe was killed by none other than Magneto, who used his power of magnetism to wreak pure havoc on him. This being said though, due to his powers and abilities and his influence on the Marvel Universe, For my 1 to 10 rating, I will give Stryfe a rating of 10, which is a legendary rating. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'll talk to you next time. Be sure to like and subscribe to The New Sage.